Hi guys, welcome to I Love Indies. Today we're looking at Ender Lilies, Quietus of the Nights. This game came out on Steam on January the 21st of this year. It's currently in early access. There's about 3 hours of gameplay in early access. It's due out sometime later this year. It's got a release window of Q2 2021 at the moment. There are achievements tagged to the early access mode, and you can unlock some of them. There's about 8 or 9 that you're most likely going to unlock. The others will unlock as the game gets updates. So, what is Ender Lilies? It's an action RPG with metroidvania elements. If you like Hollow Knight or Ori and the Blind Forest, you're going to love this game. It feels and plays a little similar to both of those. It's a bit of a mix for me. You play as Lily, the protagonist that you can see on screen now. She awakens at the start of the game from a deep sleep, and she discovers a world that has been destroyed by a deathly rain that has fallen down on all the inhabitants and turned them all into monsters. And you'll see some of those very soon. Now, the reason I say this is a lot like Hollow Knight is because some of the mechanics are very similar. A bit like the benches in Hollow Knight, you have benches and chairs and beds and other things in this game to rest on. And this, a bit like Hollow Knight, is where you can do your upgrades. So you've got spirits, relics and other things. These get revealed as you play the game. Now I thought, rather than show you right from the start, we're near the start here, I would play through a little bit of the mid area, and so you can see some of the mechanics at work. So, a bit like in Hollow Knight, you can fast travel. So I'm going to fast travel here. You can use your map. I do like the map, I have to say. I think the map is really effective and much clearer than the Hollow Knight map. I'm not totally overwhelmed by this. You can see the key on the right hand side. So where you've got your respite stages, that's where you can fast travel. You've got incomplete areas and you've got complete areas. It's great to know where you need to go. And you've got unexplored routes, look at those little red dots, and you've got your open routes as well. So I will go, let's go here. So this is my chariots. You don't get this immediately, you get it a little bit into the game. So here we are in the woods. The game is beautiful. I have to say the graphics look fantastic. The music also is top notch. It's orchestral, it's very ambient. It's actually quite similar to the music in Hollow Knight. You don't always get it, it's just there in the background, and it sort of comes on when there's a key moment. Now, as Lily, you don't actually take part in the combat as such. You have spirits that do that for you. So when I press X, I'm using a Pro Controller here. This is the first spirit you get. It's the Umbral Knight. He's your main spirit and your main attack that you can upgrade. I also have other spirits. I'm pressing Y here, and it's like a sort of projectile bomb of sorts. And then I have this aerial spirit, a bird, that will attack anything really, and is very, very, very useful. You also have a roll dash move from the off. I wouldn't call it a dash, it's more like a dive, as you can see here, and it's perhaps one of the only niggles I have with the game. It seems a little bit odd to be diving, especially if you're running like that, diving on the floor. It does help actually when you're attacking monsters and they're firing projectiles at you, because you can actually dive under them. But the dodge mechanic works well at the moment, but I do think that perhaps the animations could be upgraded a little bit come full release. You have a double jump there. You can hit these flowers that give you extra health charges. So you'll see at the top left there, I'm currently level 22. I would say that you could get to about level 25 realistically from the early access version. There is an achievement for going all the way to 100, so you can imagine the size of the game. So here they come. The best way to attack these monsters is to dive past them. It does feel good. It's very satisfying, the combat. I was really surprised. I didn't expect it to feel this good. And it plays really well on a Pro Controller. So there's my double jump. That helps me get up to ledges. The dog's attacking me. And again, deal with that. Now if I press the left bumper, a bit like Hollow Knight, I've got these health charges that will charge my energy bar up. I've got 3 of them, and the flower that you saw earlier, if I hit that flower, it recharges those health flowers. So there's a lot of different monsters in the early access build. Archers, there's some quite grotesque giant troll type monsters. They use that there. You might be able to hear the sound in the background. It's very beautiful. And the rain always falls. That's the deathly rain that's turned the inhabitants of the Kingdom of End, it's called, the world, into these deadly monsters. So there isn't. It feels a little bit like a Souls-like type game, but there isn't the mechanic where if you die, you have to get back to the point you died to collect all of your resources, otherwise you lose them. So a bit like where you have to do that in Hollow Knight. That doesn't feature in this game. So it is quite. It does have its own unique elements, even though it does feel similar. I think the music and the aesthetics do remind me a little bit of Ori, the 2 Ori games as well. So if I go to my select screen, I've got all my records there, upgrades, you can see. So I've got equipped spirits there, I've got different ones that I can equip. You've also got relics. It's very much like the charms in Hollow Knight. And then you can see all the other things that you've got here, your actual collection. And then you've got notes that you find on the floor that add to the story. And then obviously you've got the map. So there's plenty for you to look at and see, and plenty to do. So there's about 3 hours in the early access build. You could get more out of it if you want to see everything. And you could arguably play until you upgraded to level 100 if you wanted, and then you'd be very overpowered when the next part of the game is released. But what I have to say is that you don't often come across games in early access that feel so polished, and this one is super polished. It looks good, it sounds good, it plays good. I've not come across any bugs. There's small puzzles and like hitting switches to open previously blocked areas. And then there's also some of the permanent upgrades you get from defeating the bosses allow you to do things like that. Break through floors and collect secret items. So an amulet fragment there, max HP plus 5, and then you come across a lot of the Furious Blight collectibles throughout the game. So pick this up, and this is basically the currency to enhance your skills. So for example, the bird that I've got here, you can upgrade that, I think 5 levels at the moment. So there we have it. Endless Lilies, Quietus of the Night. It's a super game in early access. I really recommend that you try it out if you like Hollow Knight and Ori and the Blind Forest, or if you just like a good indie game. If you're often put off by early access, please don't, because you've got enough to keep you going here to get a taste of it. It's not overwhelming, and then you'll be able to pick it up when the next update comes out. Let's kill this chap. There we go. So that's it. It's another edition of I Love Indies complete. Please leave any comments in the comments section, and please subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with all the videos. All the best now. Catch you soon.